You won't believe what I've just done. I have sat for probably the best part of half an hour recording a video, only to find out that it never recorded because my storage is full. Winning at life. So, never mind. That's that, isn't it? I have to start all over again now. Welcome back once again. Welcome back to Happy After 50. In my last video, I said to you that I would be talking about my eating habits in my next video. So here we are. I can't believe I've got to go through this all again. It is what it is, isn't it? So, in January 2022, I started to get some serious back pain. First of all, right, I'm really sorry about the noise that might be picked up on this video because we've got a main road right at the back of our garden, and for some reason it's very busy today. And I thought I'd do it out here because it's so much cooler than it is in there. It is absolutely like an oven indoors. Right, so where was I? So, back in 2022, we'd booked a holiday in September to Carnivore in Kos. And a few weeks before that, I started to get some horrendous backache. I'd already had IBS symptoms, and they were slowly getting worse over time. Bloated, wind, bad toilet habits, and it was always after I'd eaten certain things like bread, rich stuff and things like that, onions. Anyway, I started to get this really, really bad back. Now, I'd pulled my back out before, and it healed up, and everything was fine after a few weeks. Well, I started to get this really bad back, and I'm one of these people that don't go near the doctor for a very long time unless they really have to. I've got a very high pain threshold, and so I thought I could cope with it myself. And we had this holiday looming, and I was getting to the stage where I was laying on the floor trying to get some pain relief. I couldn't take codeine or anything like that because that makes me feel drunk and look drunk, and I react quite badly to that. So all I was on was paracetamols and ibuprofen every 4 hours. So I sorry. I ended up going to the doctors, and it was decided that I had sciatica, and they were going to put me in touch with a physiotherapist as usual, and so on and so forth. Well, I hadn't heard a thing. I was on this list, hadn't heard a thing. Apparently it was a fast track list, but I hadn't heard anything. So we went on our holiday. We were staying at sorry about the noise. We were staying at the Sunnyview Hotel in Carnivore, and once we'd arrived there, we'd quickly worked out we were on the outskirts of the Carnivore town, which meant we had a nice 1.5 miles to walk to get into the town, to go to the restaurants and things like that. And we were staying bed and breakfast in the hotel, and we didn't really want to hire a car for the entire holiday. We only the entire 2 weeks. We only wanted to hire it for 2 to 3 days. So we decided to set out and go for the walk down into Carnivore town and see how it went. I took some painkillers and we had a slow walk down there. We found it wasn't too bad. I coped walking back. Then I did the same the next day, and the same the next day, and any other time that we needed to walk down there. On the odd occasion, we got a taxi back because we were just too tired generally. So, it went on like that. And as time went on, I was eating the lovely Greek food. I was loving life. Pain was vanishing. I was in Greece. I love Greece. The pain slowly vanished. What I would say now is I walked it off. I walked sciatica off. We come back off our holiday, and after about a month or so, the pain was back with vengeance. And this was 2022. Then it eased off again. I lost some weight on a shakes program called Exante. I think it was temporarily endorsed by the NHS. Don't quote me on that. But I did quite well on that. I lost about 1.5 stone. Then I fell off of it. I went on holiday and I fell off of it. I put the weight back on. Either way, whether the weight was there or not, I was still having health symptoms. So, fast forward to January 24. One moment, let me just check. It's still recording. Fingers crossed, everything's okay so far. So, January 2024. A lot of bad pain, belly pains, classic IBS symptoms but not diagnosed, classic arthritic symptoms but not diagnosed because I don't like the doctors. Who does really? I'd seen a lady on my Facebook feeds, a friend of mine. I'd done a course with her. I'd done an interior design course and we became friends then. And she was on my Facebook friends still. Anyhow, she'd gone keto and really, really changed. And she was just buzzing. And I thought, wow, if keto can do that, what else can it do? Now, I know keto is certain vegetables and meat. Basically, certain vegetables and meat. I don't like vegetables. I don't mind parsnips at Christmas. I do like parsnips at Christmas. And I love Brussels sprouts. But all the rest of them, nah. You only eat them because you have to, because you get told you have to, don't you? You got to eat your 5 a day. So I was looking into it and I thought I'd have a look at some videos on YouTube regarding it and see if I'd give it a try. Well, while I was planning to give that a try, I kept seeing videos pop up into my feed for carnivore, which is obvious. Well, if you don't know, it's an animal-based diet. And you just eat meat, butter, and eggs. And you don't have any sugar, carbs, none of that. No vegetables. So I was looking into it, and these different doctors kept coming up as well, endorsing it. And I was thinking, wow, if these doctors are endorsing it, then it's got to be all right. And they're contradicting everything that you've been taught. And I mean, the list, I've got the list here somewhere, I wrote it down, of doctors, because there are so many of them, and this is just a few of them. Dr. Kate Shanahan, Dr. Safadina Moose, Dr. Sean Amara, Dr. Tony Hampton, Dr. Robert Siwes, Dr. Kiltz, who is a fertility specialist, Dr. Ken Berry, lovely, lovely guy, who is a family GP. Dr. Sean Baker, I believe he is a heart specialist. I might be wrong, but if I remember, he was a heart specialist. Dr. Anthony Chafee, he's a neurologist, brain surgeon. And I'm thinking, well, these can't all be wrong. And when I look at them, they are as fit and healthy as any. Not one overweight doctor in all of these. And there's not one unhealthy one. So you tell me. I mean, that's the small list. I also went on to watch videos by Kerry, I think his name's Kerry Howe. He's excellent. He really, really endorses carnivore. You know, he's a picture of health, which he never used to be, but he is now. No Carb Life. Now, No Carb Life is an excellent channel to watch. He is a recovered alcoholic and a recovered stroke patient, and he had a big stroke. He couldn't walk or anything. He's fantastic. He has got his own channel. It's called, like I say, it's called No Carb Life. And he now interviews other people who've had the carnivore experience and have turned their lives around. I mean, there's an 82-year-old woman called Jessie. She looks younger than me. She's healthier than me. You couldn't make it up, honestly. Anyway, so that's January 24, straight after the Christmas. So I looked into it, did my homework, listened to all these other people who said that their life has completely changed. Everything from dementia symptoms through to arthritis, through to eye problems, everything. I started to hunt down meat suppliers. I got an order in of meat from a farm shop in Dorset, I think it is. And I planned to start on the 17th of February. And I'll always remember that day because that is the birthday of my dad. That was his birthday. So a lot of people say don't start cold turkey and just go straight into it. No, I did it. And then there's a lot of people who actually do that, because they say if you do that, you're more likely to get this keto flu symptoms. And I was expecting it. But luckily it wasn't too bad. I just felt a little bit grumpy for a few days. My cravings were a little bit strong for sugar for a few days, but then it was gone. February the 17th, I started just eating meat, eggs, good butter, like Kerrygold, and drinking fizzy water. And yes, I had black coffee. No milk in it, nothing. No sugar, nothing. I cut sugar out completely. I had no carbs, nothing. No vegetables, zilch, all gone. Within about 3 days, my sleep pattern was fantastic. I did not have any problems with sleep. I'd had sleep problems on and off beforehand, you know, waking up at 1 a.m, not being able to get back to sleep, blah, blah, blah. But I was sleeping so well and I was waking up so refreshed, and I wanted, honestly, the only way I can explain it is I wanted to jump out of the bed and get cracking straight away. Get cracking, get downstairs, do some painting, do some washing, do some anything. I just wanted to do it all. within the first half an hour of waking up. So I found within about a week, my pain was gone and I wasn't taking any more paracetamols or ibuprofen. Nothing, no pain, no aches. My neck would normally ache when I turned it that way, which it does again now because I'm back off of my carnivore. But nothing, it had all gone. I was walking fine. No symptoms whatsoever. My belly was fine. It was unbelievable. It really was unbelievable. And until you try it, you won't believe it. And once you do try it, you can't unsee it. You have to try it. And you've got to get to rock bottom first of all. It's not about the weight. You accidentally lose the weight. When people go there and to try and go on carnivore just for the weight issue, I don't think it'd work. I think you'll have other symptoms as well. You've got to be right at rock bottom where there's nowhere else to turn. And you've got more chance of taking it in, understanding it, experiencing it, and wanting to be on it. So my God, it feels like there's flies around all the time in here. So I did that solid for a good 90 days, like they tell you to. I was committed to those 90 days. And in that time, now I wrote down a list because I've got to, I wrote down a list. Otherwise I wouldn't remember anything because my memory's gone again. I'll tell you about that in a sec. So in those 90 days, this is what happened to me. My back went back to perfect. No aches, no pains. My hands, I had aches in my hands just about there. Gone. That went. My hair at my temples started to grow back again. My hair at my temples was missing here. It all started to grow back. In fact, I've still got it. Oh, just dropped my leaflet and a piece of paper. Put that back up there. If you look, you can see my hair at my temples. That never used to be there. None of that used to be there. I mean, I probably stunted it again now because I've fallen off the wagon, but my hair, fantastic condition, and it was growing faster as well. I went out in the sun. I didn't need suntan cream because they say when you're carnivore, you don't seem to need suntan cream. So I tested it, and no, I didn't need suntan cream. And thinking about it, would you swallow suntan cream? Would you digest it? And if your answer is no, then why on earth would you put it on your skin and let it ingest into your pores? Because there's so many toxins in there. All you have to do is think about it for a second. Right, so no sunburn. My skin, all my skin, felt a lot better. I had itching for a few years, itching on that hand, and I would scratch it, and I was almost happy to let blood appear. But that vanished within those 90 days. I had the odd buzzing in my ears now and again, and they felt blocked now and again. Gone. That went. I didn't have any bugs. I never caught no colds, no flus, no stomach bugs, nothing. And in fact, even now, I think my immune system seems to be a hell of a lot better. It's almost like it's reset it. My nose was always blocked up, felt blocked up all the time, and that's gone back to the same way now. So I'm assuming it's an allergy, but the carnivore did get rid of it. There was obviously something I was eating, ingesting. There's got to have been something. So all my joint pain had gone, no bugs, my sleep was perfect, like I said. Anxiety. Now, I didn't know I had anxiety. I always felt a bit nervous about certain things, but I didn't call it anxiety. I used to be sat in a pub on a night out, and if I had to go to the toilet, I had to wait until somebody else went with me, or I had to know the route to that toilet or sit near it. I was too nervous to go to that toilet on my own. Don't know why. And I didn't notice that until I was deep into Carnivore. Pete's driving. I used to be so scared. Or when anyone else was driving, I used to be scared. Now, well, when I was on Carnivore, not a problem. That anxiety's back now. Acid reflux. I used to get acid reflux all the time. That stopped instantly, overnight. Memory loss. People say it's the menopause. Well, I was going through menopause, but my memory cleared up on Carnivore. My memory was as sharp as a nail. So out of this long list, what have I got back? What has come back that got cured? My bad back. My back pains come back. My hand pains come back. In fact, all my joint pains have come back. My hair at the temples, yeah, it's not too bad, but it could go the other way if I'm not careful now. Oh, the other thing I forgot to say about, I was laid in bed one night and I felt something tickling. I pulled my leg up, one of my legs up, and I felt something tickling my other leg. And I brushed it away and I thought, nah, it's not a spider, because I'm terrified of spiders. I thought, no, it can't be a spider. Then it happened again. So I quickly got my torch and turned my torch on because I didn't want to wake Pete up. In a mad panic, I was. And I couldn't believe what I saw. All the dead skin, dead, dry, hard skin, was just suddenly peeling off of my feet. Everywhere. All the places that had always been for many years was going, and it was laid on the bed, on my lovely clean sheet. So I thought, that's bizarre. So I checked other people to see if they'd had this kind of symptom. And yes, a few people did during Carnival. They just shed their dead skin. It was like a snake. It was so funny. But yeah, that's all come back as well. So anyway, my back pains come back, my hand pains come back, all my joint pains come back, hair at the temples could do better. Feet shedding, yep. All the bad skins come back. Yes, I am getting sunburnt again because I'm loading my body with sugar and etc, etc. So yeah, I'm getting a bit sunburnt again. Sore skin, oh yeah. Now, I was also suffering with sore skin under my chest, let's say, and it would almost become an open wound and I'd have to dry it, put talc on it, make sure it's obviously clean. It was just under my chest and it was at bleeding stage. That cleared up during Carnival. I said COVID. That cleared up during Carnival. That's back. My palm itching is back. My ears buzzing. A little bit, yeah. That's back, I would say. No bugs. Well, I haven't got any bugs yet, so I think that's okay. At the moment, excuse me. So joint pain, yeah, I've said that's back. Sleep. My sleep is erratic again. Anxiety, yes, that's back. Big time. Acid reflux, that can be back. If I eat a lot of garlic, that will come back, yes. Excuse me, I think there might be an ambulance coming along because we live near an ambulance station and a fire station. So it might come down this road, it might not. Memory. Yep. That's pretty bad again. That is pretty bad. So I probably missed a lot more things out. On the Carnivore, like, you know, I can't remember if I said it now. On the Carnivore, I started at touching on 15 stone and I went down to 12 stone, 12 pounds in 90 days. That's a lot of weight to lose. I've put all that back on near enough. I've gone up to 15 stone again. Gosh. When I was on the carnivore, I thought to myself, I can't believe this. Why have I wasted so many years? Why have I wasted so many years just eating the standard British diet? And I used to go around the supermarkets when we bought our shopping, which was a lot cheaper because I wasn't eating all the junk. The rest of the family were eating all the standard British diet, but I wasn't. And I used to look at other people's trolleys and I used to think, oh God, I wish you knew. I wish you knew what I know. I wish you could see and feel what I've experienced. It's like holding or getting access to the golden ticket and knowing you've won. I can't tell you how, I was just buzzing. The only way I can describe it is I was on a cloud. I was floating on a cloud. I was happy 90% of the time. I could talk you to sleep, which I'm probably doing now, so that's probably just me. But no, I could really talk and chat. I wasn't shy. I wasn't embarrassed. I was a different person, and it almost makes me cry. It almost makes me want to cry to think about what I've done to myself since and how I've let it slide. We could all be living so much healthier if we just gave it a try. 90 days had came and gone, and we were booked to go on a holiday to, where did we go? Sunny Beach in Bulgaria. I was pretty good. I stayed on my Carnivore, even though it's an all-inclusive hotel. I stayed on that Carnivore rigidly, and they had some lovely food there. The only thing I did do was have the odd ice cold beer, which you've got to do when you're away because they freeze the glasses. It's heaven. And within an hour, I had stomach cramps again, and I was aching in my back very slightly. I came back off that holiday, stuck to Carnivore religiously till September. We were booked to go for 2 weeks to Tunisia, Hammamet in Tunisia. All inclusive, beautiful hotel, beautiful food. I thought I'd sussed it. I thought I'd cracked any cravings, the addictions, because sugar is an addiction. Sugar should be there with alcohol, with smoking, and with drugs, without a shadow of a doubt. Our food is riddled with it, and they're not silly. They're not silly. I came back and I said, right, I'm getting straight back on it as soon as I get off of the plane. I didn't. Christmas came after that. I still didn't get back on it. Every Monday I was going to get back on it. I didn't. And that brings us right up to now. All my symptoms, all those symptoms that I said have come back. And that brings us right up to today. Now I'm going to use my YouTube videos as well to keep account of my behaviour on Carnivore and keep it like a diary and see my own progress. And anyone who's interested in health and diet and getting rid of all these nasty symptoms that we've all got, stick around and have a look. Now I'm due to go on holiday to Kefalonia soon for 2 weeks. Lassie in Kefalonia. I'm not going to go on the Carnivore before then. I wanted to lose loads of weight. I've got loads of clothes in our bedroom ready to go. They won't fit. They just won't fit. Another holiday wasted. But the first Monday after I get back, that's it. I'll be back. I'll be back on my Carnivore. I've got to do it. I'm not going to go to the doctors. get myself a diagnosis and a sticking plaster. I've got to deal with the root cause, not the symptoms. So if you want to stick around, on our next video will probably be the start of the Kefalonia vlogs, and we'll be at Gatwick Airport with a friend of ours. Hopefully a bit funny here and there. We are quite a funny couple. We get along, we bounce off of each other, and obviously be kind, because these are our first videos. I'm sorry if I keep touching my face, it's because I feel like there's flies around, and I've got a hair that keeps tickling my face all the time. Yeah, we bounce off of each other. We're learning still. I mean, this is only my second video, so we definitely are learning. Hence, sitting here for half an hour doing a recording, and it wasn't recording. Please like, subscribe, and share. It goes without saying, but apparently I have to do that. Remind people of that, so I've got to get into the habit to start with. And start as I mean to go on. So, until next time, bye.